you won't like actually heed his opinion, but you'll ask.
That's right. Yeah. Super.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and he like never is
Daniel, what do you think?
I've never seen that one or seen on there.
All right, this is getting too complimentary of Daniel. I'm uncomfortable.
We can keep going.
Yeah,
this is fine.
And in the last email we exchanged, you mentioned that you were going to maybe bring Daniel's personnel file for a review.
Right,
so if we could just get to that.
Get that.
Welcome to the Decode Podcast with Elias Malpavan, Daniel Stanfill, and Sean Kincaid.
Welcome to day 2 of SMTA International Decode Podcast, back together again with Mr. Gary Bales, who is the president and CEO of Aurora Boardworks and happens to be Daniel's
Coworker.
co-worker.
Yeah. No. I report directly to Gary. Great boss. Gary, what brings you to this show specifically? Just coming to hang out with us? Or are you walking around looking for any technology?
Yeah, pretty much to hang out with you guys mostly, but it's always good to walk around, see what's out there. I think for a lot of years, our company really didn't do a lot of this, and we didn't really know what was out there. So in the last few years, it's been really, really valuable to do more of this and learn what's out there, find out what the kind of cutting edge technology type stuff is. But really, I came to hang out with you guys.
I feel like you have the best I don't even know how to say it, like
Anything, right? Like all of it.
Product specialist or knowledgeable person of what's out there is this guy. So like whenever I'm vetting a machine or looking at, hey Daniel, what is your opinion on this? What is your opinion on this? And he's seen it. He's seen a demo and maybe 2 demos, right?
Oh, you won't like actually heed his opinion, but you'll ask.
That's right. Yeah. Super.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and he like never is
Daniel, what do you think?
I've never seen that one or seen on there.
All right, this is getting too complimentary of Daniel. I'm uncomfortable.
We can keep going.
Yeah,
this is fine.
And in the last email we exchanged, you mentioned that you were going to maybe bring Daniel's personnel file for a review.
Right,
so if we could just get to that.
That would be good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. It could get ugly.
So Gary, you mentioned that, this isn't something that historically Aurora had been out. Now, is that because, at the time there wasn't so much of a need for like new equipment and new technology? I know you guys have been adding a lot of new capabilities at Aurora. So is that kind of what sparked you getting out to these events and looking at, all the offerings that's here, kind of that hunger for new and faster and more efficient production equipment?
Well, it wasn't that there wasn't a need. I have often said when I walked into the company in 2020, so
And a great time to start.
yeah, it was pretty rough. August of 2020, I came on board as the president. The company is 52 years old, 1973, founded by a gentleman named Cliff Williams, and he ran it for many years and handed it off to Wayne Robley, and he ran it for many years and then kind of handed it off to me in 2020. But the company started mostly as a thick film hybrid company, building ceramic bare boards and doing some wire bonding and other things. But over the years, it's transitioned pretty much exclusively to board assembly. And yeah, when I walked in, I kind of said, it was somewhat like walking into a time capsule. Like, even though we were a technology company, we almost everything was needing some upgrade, from front of the house systems to all of our manufacturing technology. And so even like probably our greatest strength is also our greatest weakness. Our greatest strength are employees who have worked there for 15, 20, 25 years. I mean, that's kind of the heart and soul of Aurora Boardworks. But when you have that, that's your greatest strength, but your greatest weakness also, because we as a company, I say, had no frame of reference. So like guys like Daniel and I are newbies.
Yeah.
Like I've been there 5 years. How long have you been? 4 years. Like that's actually pretty good. I mean, a lot of people
These days,
turn even faster than that. So to have kind of two guys that are 4 or 5 years being some of the fresh eyes in the company. And so we've done a lot of learning during that time. And part of it is, Daniel has really taken it to the next level as far as being able to go out and meet people, learn, network, and kind of.
That's the best part about these events for sure. Like the networking, this part's fun. We're liking doing this, but it's during the show, like none of us can walk around here without getting pulled like 10 different directions wherever we're trying to go. Because we see people that we've gotten to become friends with at all these things. And you build this network of people that, over time, you just find ways to help each other. So it's just, it's beneficial to everybody.
So one of the things that I'm going through right now, last year was like, I don't know about you, but quarter 4 was awful.
Same.
Was the worst quarter I've had. And it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like bad is an understatement, And then this year has picked up and I'm almost going to double the revenue what we did that, right? Like almost, like it's a very large increase. And now I'm facing this issue of scaling.
Yeah.
And it's almost more terrifying, this scaling part, than it is the other part of, because I can cut my paycheck, right? And I can do certain things to try to help keep, the employees around. And
that feels less risky than scaling up, right?
Like, and now it's like, I got new loans and figure out the balance sheet. What's this going to do to this?
Right.
And, I was kind of curious on your thoughts of the scaling issue too. And then I don't know about you, but I'm limited to space, right? So now there's only so many buildings I can renovate in my bay. And then it's like, well, we still need a shipping and receiving area, right?
Well, Sean, I've seen some of your videos and like, you look like you have way more space than we do. But you're right. What's that?
I'm good with camera.
You're good with the cameras.
He's really in 1,000 square feet.
He's doing it in his garage.
Amazing.
Just a lot of mirrors.
We definitely have a spacious view. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sean. Like we had, 2020 was god awful. Like when we got there, we were way down from the company's high, and then we had. It was bad for I don't know a couple of years. And then it was like someone turned a switch on, and we were busy for two years. Like we beat our previous sales by $1 million 2 years in a row. But then, 2024 was, it was almost like the end of 2023. It kind of shut off, and we were slow all the way through 2024. End of 2024 it was brutal. And then the beginning of this year was even really bad. And then again, like we had gotten a new big customer kind of when we were slow, but it just takes, you know what it's like with a big customer, you've got lots of circuits and we brought in some equipment just for them. And we also, you have to do the first articles, you have to order all the components.
Learning new equipment at the same time, like learning new equipment on a new circuit that you're building, that's kind of challenging.
New processes. It wasn't just, just the machine.
Come with like one extra level of inspection than you're used to.
They had, some quality expectations that were a little bit different than what we've done on certain processes. And so no one would have complained if it stayed slow while we ramped them up. But really, as we were ramping them up, all of our existing customers
usually how it works, right? Easter famine.
I'm ready for parts. And so like halfway through the year, it just went crazy to a point where, we're maxed out.
We've added shifts.
We've only been a first shift operation for as long, like way before Daniel and I were there. I've asked the 25-year veterans are like, I don't know. For all intents and purposes, we've had a second shift for the first time really in the history of the company. And we've even added a skeleton third shift on one of our machines just to keep up. And we're still, it's one of those things, Sean, like anybody that's run a business, like when it ramps up like that and you have to start bringing in people, you work a lot harder, you do all this training, and you get probably not as much stuff out the door. Right. We're bringing all these people in and we're working harder. And the stuff's not coming out the door as fast as you would like it. mainly because of, it just takes a long time to train. In our business, like you can buy equipment and buy technology and you can hire people, but it just takes training and it just takes time. And as a leader, you want it to happen faster. And I'm sure our customers would like it to happen faster too, right?
I've even offered my employees, every Monday, I say, however much overtime you want this week is yours.
Yeah.
If you want to work 24-hour days, take it.
Yeah. And you usually have a handful of people who that's just what they do. They'll work as much as they want. And then there are other people who don't want to do that. And that's not your experience.
No. They have hard cutoffs for other, I got to go work out, or I got to dance, whatever it is they got to do.
Play with my cat.
Whatever
I'm not going to complain too much about that. Like we always have a few people in our organization who you just about have to kick out the door. And those are super valuable. But then there are, a lot of them we've been working overtime for a long time. And, some people like we should mandate overtime. And I'm like, that's only going to last for so long. And then they're going to quit. And we want to make it a pretty awesome place to work. And part of that for us is flexibility, letting people, flex their schedules around, but, kids' activities and those types of things. So you take the good with the bad. And I would just as soon keep people happy. And even if they don't want to work a ton of overtime, make them as productive as you can while they're there.
Well, it's funny though, because when we were on 4 days, they were all complaining that they're only getting 32 hours. Right.
Yeah.
Now I literally offer you unlimited overtime.
Yeah. And I'm probably a big softie, but like through all the really down times, like we've said no overtime, but we've never, since I've been there, like cut below 40 hours and we've never laid off. Like we just kind of take the hit, knowing that some people will just naturally leave after a while. And that did happen while we were super slow. When you're slow for like a year and a half, people retire and whatever. So we were down several heads. And then when it turns back on, it's that much more difficult to get people in and trained and whatever. But it's just part of the deal.
Yeah, probably two very different circumstances in terms of human capital, right? Sean, how many people are in your city? 7 digits.
Yeah.
And how many people are in Aurora?
Like 5,000.
Yeah. Oh, but we're pulling from the towns of Giltner and all these towns of like 400 people.
There's a lot of other 300-person towns that are sending us work.
But that's the way we like it. I don't know. I love it out there.
I think it's probably part of your guys' like DNA, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it's more important for us to, when we find a good person, like to keep them and try to keep them happy.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's the issue though with the couple million people living around my area, right? Is the larger companies around by me offer these insane salaries.
Exactly.
The purchasing agent is like $80,000, $90,000. I can't afford that to go bombs. You know what I'm saying? That's not, I don't have that capital. If I could, I would, right? Like I'm not greedy or anything, but then I have to compete with those companies. You know what I'm saying?
And we do too, to a certain extent. Like we've tried to bring salaries up some, just again, kind of the same thing, like labor's at a premium. And we've found some really good people, and we want to hold on to them as best we can. But like if a big guy comes calling, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And so you just accept that. But I don't know. I mean, Daniel's the perfect example. Like for me, like we.
I don't even know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, but you're already like, take this with a grain of salt. We historically, when I was there, like. We hired mostly ladies. They're super patient. They're really good at the fine soldering stuff. But we hired a guy named Jared. We hired Daniel, 2 guys who had never done any sort of electronics at all. Like in the middle of Nebraska, you're not going to find anybody like that.
Right.
But whether it's the, Midwest work ethic or whatever, they've been awesome, right? Like they just come in, work hard, learn, like crazy. And I mean, yeah,
he's been the one
Daniel's-
who always helps me get things up and going when we get a new piece of equipment. And
yeah. And guys like that. And like I said, in the meantime, we've hired a lot of awesome gals still too. But, when they came on, they just dug in, learned stuff that was brand new to them. Then we had some capability to start going out and learning new things and doing events. And you guys have been great too. Like Daniel has a lot of a natural drive, but there's just some magic about finding people that you can build relationships with and learn from and challenge each other and give each other a hard time sometimes too. That's kind of fun. But yeah, just the networking. I've been in manufacturing my entire career, which is a long time now.
Don't take yourself, Gary.
And but I'm a mechanical engineer by degree, so it's kind of a long story how I got into electronics, but that's not my expertise. Electronics wasn't. Manufacturing, I would say, it is, but there are so many different. I've done everything from injection molding to robotics to stamping and welding and machining and all sorts of manufacturing. And now I'm in electronics, but there's just so much to learn in electronics, and it's so fast. The technology continues to develop so quickly that, like I said, when I walked in and I felt like we were way, way behind. Now I think we're getting closer to where we kind of need to be, but still like there's
always room
to grow, and
Always one more piece of equipment.
There's always one more piece of equipment to buy too. Right? I like high-tech equipment. I like automation. I think it makes our employees more efficient, and it's just frankly more fun. Like, I don't know, everyone's personality is different. Some people like to come in and do the same thing over and over, and they'll do that for 30 years. And that's awesome. We need those people. But I think for most people, given that versus the chance to learn how to program a new piece of equipment or run a new piece of equipment, most people, I think, enjoy that and enjoy learning new things.
Well, Gary, this has been great, especially all the compliments for me. So it's probably one of our better interviews. But thank you for your time and for your support. Aurora Boardworks is an official sponsor for us for this event. So thank you for everything, and enjoy your time here at the show.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.